A gift is something given to you without charge or merit. You're born with it. It's like natural aptitude, right? You're just born with it. Some of y'all have stuff you could just do. Nobody asks you, or they ask you, well, where'd you learn that? I just can do it, right? Right? I got like a family of cousins, Antoine, him and his brothers. This is crazy. Like all of them could flip like they were gymnastic people. And we would go over there and get on the same dirty mattresses that they were pulling down the street and almost kill ourselves. That's just a gift. They just can do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's some people that can fix on cars, can't tell you the name of the part, but they can fix it. You got to get you a wiggle-majigger right there and put that wiggle-majigger. And when you get that wiggle, you be like, yo, bro, you don't even know the name of the part. His father had a name for every part, and it wasn't the name that the company gave it when they created it. And then if you needed a battery, he would say, the problem is you ran out of juice. And I'd be like, what? You got to get some juice. You got to get some juice. He had, I'm telling the name. He had a name. He'd be like, he might call gas something different. But my whole point is that he knew how to fix cars. He couldn't tell you how he knew how to do it. Some of y'all just have certain things you can do. This stuff is natural aptitude. Now, when your ability is acquired competence, it's effective capability. This is stuff that you learn. Your abilities is stuff that you learn. I played basketball, but I learned how to play basketball. Now, here's the thing. I was a natural shooter. I never forget when I would go up to 12th school, Mario would be up there, and Mario came to me one day. He said, I want you to play on my team. And I said, man, I don't know how to play basketball. He said, don't worry. You know how to shoot. And I said, yeah, but I ain't never had to shoot with nobody playing defense on me. And everything I went through, he said, listen, we're going to make this work. So he put me on his team. He actually started me, and he taught me how to run off screens. And then he taught me how to put the ball down for one dribble. He taught me how to pump fake. And eventually he began to build my game because I could shoot. And then what started happening is we were playing other Rex teams that had watched us. They was like, oh, get the shooter, get the shooter. And once they got me, my game was over. They'd be like this, and I stand right there with them. He's like, you got to move where I'm moving to, where I'm going to. And so he taught me. In other words, I developed the ability to play basketball, but there were some things that I could do naturally before I developed or acquired competence, effective capability. And then calling. When it comes to your calling, it's inherent purpose, inner impulse towards something. So our gifts and abilities, they are our talents that the Most High has invested in us to fulfill our calling, our purpose, the original intent for which we were created. And so if we're wasting time and we never understand what we've been called to do, and we never use our gifts for the kingdom, and we never allow ourselves to get our abilities to be, get things developed, we'll never be what we're supposed to be and who we're supposed to be. And so we will never be able to effectively share our talent with the kingdom. Talk to me, somebody. The Most High has invested in us to help us fulfill our calling, our purpose. We have to be careful that we don't give all to build our careers. But then when it comes to the kingdom, we sit down and not use our gifts to build the kingdom. We have to serve with gladness in our profession. And then when we come to church, we make sure that we don't treat it like it's our duty, but we treat it like we are giving back to him our talent. Hello? In other words, you're a teacher, but you don't want to teach kids in church. You don't want to share and teach people the word. If you have the ability to teach and get things across to somebody, when I teach in school, when I get to church, I don't want to be teaching nobody. I don't have time for that. That's not really your gift then. Because let me tell you something. When you have a gift, it is exciting to be able to share it. Amen. Am I talking to the right people? Especially your gift is, you're a math teacher, right? Okay. So first of all, I don't know what she get out of doing math. Look what she did. And every time she said it, she'd be like, it's wonderful. Like, I don't look at math and go, ooh, that's wonderful. See, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying. She's like, yes, it is. I don't look at it and see that it's wonderful. But the thing about it is I'll look at something like science and I don't understand why people don't love it. So I was sitting there talking to Tyler's girlfriend who go to college with him and lives in Long Island. And she was saying she's a biology major. And you should have seen me get excited and start talking with her. And she couldn't believe it. I remembered all this stuff for 30 years because I love science. And she said, oh, I'm taking physics. I said, oh, yeah, physics is easy. All you got to do is remember all the formulas. I said, like velocity equals distance over time. I said, all you got to remember, if you want to know what a Newton is, which is nothing more than force, if you want to discover what force and how to get the accurate numbers for force, it's just force equals mass times acceleration. And if you know the mass of an object and you know how objects accelerate at 9.8 millimeters per second squared, look at you. She was testing me. Yeah. yeah. She was waiting. I saw her. She was like, let me see. If you don't put that on, he wrong. You can't. At 9.8 millimeters per second squared, you won't know what the force is. You know, it was talking about inertia, how objects in motion tend to stay in motion. Look. And when we started talking, the room got empty because that wasn't other people's passion. They don't get nothing out of that. But I love science. Y'all don't love science? I used to know every single thing on the periodical table, every element. That didn't go too well. How many people you know every element on the periodical table? Ella said just H2O. And if he say it's salt, I'm going to chop him in the throat. But you understand what I'm saying? When you have a gift and you develop it, it becomes your talent, which becomes your calling, and you should be willfully sharing it with the world. That's why he gave it to you. But you can't give the world more of what he gave you than you're willing to give him. Am I talking to the right people? Look at Colossians 3:23, New Living Translation. It says, work willingly at whatever you do, as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people. And here's the thing, when you sit on your gifts and complain, that turns a 4-day journey into a 40-year cycle. Most of us are wandering and meandering through life because we complain so much about everything instead of making sure we inject our giftings and our calling into what we're doing. Let me tell you something. Some of y'all are really good with kids. I'm talking about, the fact that young men flock around you. There's something about you that attracts them to them. Now, other people don't get it, but the young dudes get it. That's an opportunity for you to act out and walk in your calling. Are you hearing what I'm saying? My wife thinks it's funny. If I walk in the Boys and Girls Club right now, all these young men will start running up to me, and they'll start off saying, 7-zip, bum, 7-zip, And she's like, all the kids want to beat you? I said, yeah, but the thing that ends up happening is we end up playing basketball, and then we end up talking about life. We end up talking about life. And I got a bunch of kids from the club that are in college that call me when they have stuff going on. They say, I don't have a father, and I need some good manly advice. And that started with building a relationship with them, taking something that I have a gift for and I have a gift and a talent for, ability to do, and using it as an opportunity to minister.